Hiwdy Ho, Nifties. Welcome to Knittery Nicole. I am Nicole, and we are a crafting community. So grab your work in progress, also known as a whip, and let's get started on our 10-minute crafting break. Today I am drinking little tiny Pepsi. This is my hand, and this is the size of the Pepsi for reference. It's delicious. I stole it from my son because he was going to drink it. And now I'm drinking it. But I'm going to put it away so he can drink the rest. Little tiny Pepsi. Today I am working on the decade-long baby blanket. I am trying to finish the white. This is the last part of the pattern before the repeat. And it is purl, 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 slip as if to purl, 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 purl. That's 3 purls, and then slip as if to purl. And the slip as if to purl is a big deal because you want the little like liney thing. Can you see this liney thing? You want that liney thing in the back. So tomorrow I have, I guess they're going to do like some maintenance on our balcony and our like front porch area kind of. So I had to clear that off. And I also had to move the barbecue grill. And I knew I could probably clear off the front porch because it was just some plants that I could have taken like one by one, little trip. But then I just thought, you know what? I'm just going to ask my son's family to help me out. And then sure enough, one of them came over and totally helped me. And we put the barbecue grill in the garage, and that was really, really good. But then I was like, hey, you want some water? You know, because it was hot and the barbecue grill is big. We have to go down a flight of stairs. And so he was like, yeah. And then we got to talking. And I always give advice to, you know, the younger family members. So I started giving advice. But sometimes my advice is a little bit harsh. And so because of that, I thought, oh, I should soften it up with some tequila. But of course, who drinks alone? Well, I mean, you can drink alone, but I feel like it's way more fun to have tequila with someone else. So that's where I am. I wanted to tell you about this experience that I had this morning with this company. I guess it's a company called 222. 222. And then it's kind of cute because it's got a little gimmick. And then, like, for instance, they're like, you have to RSVP by 222, or you have to cancel by 222, or else you have to pay full amount, or just whatever. So basically, this service, they kind of supposedly curate experiences for you. So about 3 years ago, when I was, oops, that was a pearl, and I should have just slipped. Anyway, so this service 222, they I was doing online dating way back like 3 years ago, and I kind of have given it up because I don't really have the energy, especially after speed dating. I was like, oh, I don't have the energy to get to know anyone else. But anyway, and so way back then I signed up for 222, and you have to give like a resume. It's not just like online dating where you answer a question or maybe post your picture or whatever. You have to like answer like a bunch of questions. And that's the thing. Like I almost gave up because I was like, this is too many questions. But then I was like, oh no, I've already spent an hour answering all these stupid questions. Might as well just finish. So I did. And then I never heard from them. I never heard from them, and I figured, oh, they don't think I'm cool enough. And that's okay. Like, not everyone thinks I'm cool. Here I am doing, little crafting videos, and some people don't think crafting videos are cool. And I'm okay with it because not everyone has to think I'm cool. And I am clearly not a person that is for everyone. And that's also okay with me. So I was pretty okay with that. But then, like 2 weeks ago, 2 days after I did speed dating, I got, actually, no, I'm sorry, 3 weeks ago, I got the invitation to 222. And I thought, oh my gosh, I want this because they waited so long. I guess, I'm typically not like a pick me girl, but I guess I kind of was a pick me girl in this situation. And I was like, oh my gosh, they finally picked me. Like, I've got to go. So they invited me to this experience, which was a brewery and then trivia night. And I do like a trivia night, but I do not like a brewery because even though sometimes I drink tequila, I do not drink beer. And so I was like thinking, ugh. And then I looked at the menu of the brewery and they had a bunch of like beer related things like beer battered fish or pretzels with beer cheese. And I get it. Like, if you like beer, I feel like that would be super fun. But I don't like it. I don't like the taste of it. And so I don't want any beer battered fish. And I also don't want any, like, I might want the pretzel, but I don't want any beer cheese. Anyway, and then also recall that I had speed dating that same, like, speed dating, I think was a Thursday night. And then that experience was on a Saturday. And I was already exhausted from speed dating. And so I canceled. And plus I was like, oh, I don't even want the brewery. And then the other thing is that after I had already RSVP'd yes, I decided, you know what, I better just Google this. So I Googled 222, and then there are like all of these, or not all of these, but there are some podcasts that talk about it. And so I listened to a podcast that talked about 222, and the girl was like, sometimes that she had been on a few 222 curated events, and that sometimes there's only girls and sometimes there's a mix. And so what I realized is, oh, this is not a dating app at all, because I thought it was because I had signed up for it during my online dating phase. Anyway, so then today I went to an event and it was all women. And that's great because we went to, so after I declined the other one, we went to a new event, and this one was a meditation and qigong, which is a type of tai chi. And it was really, really good. It was in a park, and it was really, really beautiful because the park was nice and cool. We're so lucky to live in SoCal. And then I wanted to be in the shade because I don't like to be in the sun. And so I was in the shade under the tree, and you could just hear the leaves. And ever since I read that book, Wayward, I feel like the trees are talking to me. And so I just heard them like talking so much, and I felt the cool breeze on my face, and it was really glorious. So I did have a good time there. Okay, there's an issue because I have 3. Oh, look, it's because I dropped one. Look, you can see it. Okay, let me pick it up. There it is. But after qigong and after meditation, I was like so grounded in my own self that I did not have any energy to really meet anyone else. And so while all of the ladies were lovely, I didn't even want to make friends. I just wanted to go home with my peace. Anyway, and then so, but there was a time when you like had to talk with someone, like chit chat with them. And I did chit chat with a lady, and she was, a little bit older than me. And, that's fine. She had a son that was 24. And then she was talking about, just what a blessing it is. And she said, what I wouldn't give to go back to when my kid was 12 or 2 or 4, now that he's 24. And it just made me realize, like, I really have to treasure the time with my son. And even if he's being a preteen, that one day I'm going to be so sad if I'm going to wish, just like she did, that she had more time with her kid, with her son. And so any of you moms out there, like, it's really our message, right? It's a message for all of us that even though we're stressed out, even though we're trying to balance a million things, like, our kids go through each stage. Dr. Sears told us our kids go through each stage only once. And so we have to really try to enjoy each stage as much as we can so that we don't have to, like, wish they were like a kid again. We might still wish, but at least we enjoyed, at least we know, like, I enjoyed, like, I did my best, I enjoyed my kid as much as I could at that time. And that's, like, good enough. At any rate, everyone, Nifties, thank you so much for spending time with us. I am going to finish this row. And I will take our picture. It will be on our threads and on Instagram. The best thing, though, about threads is that you can post your picture. And oh my gosh, Yazzie girl, I think that's your name, Yazzie girl. I know your name is Yazzie, but I can't remember exactly your screen name. But Yazzie girl posted the picture of her little pots yesterday. They were like little clay pots, and then they had, she painted part of it, and then the other part had like foam clay or something like that, and she made flowers with them, and they were just waiting for her plantitas, and they were so cute. I love them, love them. The other thing is that we have a new follower, a new Nifty on our Instagram. It is Loving Angel 1231. Thank you so much for subscribing, following, and being here with us. Thank you for being in our community. I really appreciate you and your time, and we'll see you tomorrow.